book. So I read in Belmarsh, Hell, that nobody was there to get your signature. So how did you feel then?
Fine, I didn't really care. I mean, I can remember my first book, Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less. I went out on the road with a man called David Niven, who many of you, a little older than the boys, will remember as a great actor. And we did a signing session in Yorkshire, in Leeds in Yorkshire, and just about as many people as are here came to hear Mr. Niven and myself speak. And when we signed the books afterwards, Mr. Niven's queue stretched right out. He wrote The Moon's a Balloon, and the queue stretched right out of the door, and only one person asked for my signature. So on first books, you don't get many signatures. Next.
Good evening.
We're all over there. Have we got none over here? Oh, we're only... Oh, they go over there, do they? Oh, right, right. That's easy enough.
Lord Archer, since you have been the Deputy Chairman of the Conservative Party, my question to you is, to what extent are your ideological beliefs reflected, overtly or otherwise, in your writings? And this I dare ask, even knowing how First Among Equals ends. Thank you.
Well, what you mustn't do as a writer is impose on the reader your political beliefs, or indeed your religious beliefs. It's very much better if the reader isn't sure what your religion is or what your politics are. And you're quite right, of course, in First Among Equals, a Labour Member of Parliament wins and becomes Prime Minister. I just thought when I wrote it, the story of four men who want to be Prime Minister, I just thought when I wrote it that the better man was the Labour man in the book. As the book had opened up, I felt he was the best of the lot. So he won it. He won it on the last page. I went to bed the night before, not sure whether to choose the Conservative or the Labour Party man, and I chose the Labour Party man at the very last moment. And next, how many more am I doing before they make me go? How many? One last question. Two more then. Two more. Two more. Two more.
Good evening, Lord Archer.
Good evening.
My question to you is, do you ever face a mental blockage while writing a novel? And how do you face it?
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I was walking and missed it. Do I feel? Mental block. You mean writer's block?
Yeah.
And what was the second one? And how do I deal with it? Do you know, I can honestly say to you, I have never had writer's block. I'm terrified it might happen, but it hasn't happened so far. I know the next 5 books. I do sometimes get a solving problem, which is not writer's block. You get yourself into a very tricky situation and you can't see a way out. And that once took, in As the Crow Flies, it took me 3 days of walking round and round and round a golf course before I saw the way out, because I needed to be simple, and I couldn't find a simple way out. So writer's block, no, but problems and getting out of them, just occasionally. Yeah. Last question. Where's the microphone? Who's got the microphone? Last question. Choose the person carefully. Choose the person. Not many ladies tonight. Any ladies want to ask a question? Ladies, please. Someone there. I love the speech.
Hi, I'm Shweta. And
where are you? There you are. Hello.
Hello. So, a very simple question. What is that about your writing? Like, how do you bring out that factor that it keeps us hooked to reading you? Like, what goes through your mind? What's the process? Like, I try to write, but then how do you develop that clinging thing?
It's a very fair question. And it's an almost impossible question to answer. And I swear to you, if I knew, I would tell you. I once had a lady visit me in Hyderabad who said, if you tell me your secret of how you hold people and make them turn the page, I'll never tell anyone. And I said, I really don't know. She said, yes, of course you know. You know how you do it. And I said, no, I don't. She said, yes, you do. Please tell me. Please tell me. So I said, I go to the bottom of the garden, I dig a hole, and there they are. There are all the stories waiting for me. I don't know. It's a God-given gift, like playing the violin, like singing a song, like being a ballerina. It's a gift, and I've been very, very fortunate and lucky. There isn't a day goes by in my life when I don't say thank you. And let me end on two things. First, to the boys over there. There mustn't be a day in your life when you don't realize how privileged and lucky you are to be in this great school. You have a start, an advantage. I was traveling out to make a speech on the other side of Calcutta, and I saw young children younger than you in the gutter, not sure where the next rupee would come from. And I looked at them and I wondered if there was a Picasso there. I wondered if there was a Mozart there, and whether they would ever have the chance to find out if they had a God-given talent. You have that chance. Don't ever squander it. Don't ever waste it. It's the best chance you have, and you've been very, very lucky. And don't forget to thank your parents again and again and again. And finally to the parents. Feel good, parents, because they don't know is the truth. I once remember those great words of Mark Twain when he said, at 16, I thought my parents knew nothing. At 19, I was shocked to discover how much they'd picked up in the last 3 years. I want to end by thanking you for this wonderful turnout and for this kind reception. I am very aware how lucky I am. I'm very conscious of what a privilege it is as a simple storyteller to have such affection throughout the whole world.